Hey, everybody.
Oh,
We'll get started with the FireFly community call here in just a minute. Thanks for joining today. Hey, Dennis, welcome.
hey, Nico.
You guys want to do the demo today of the new Tezos connector features?
Yes.
Awesome. Looking forward to seeing that. Thank you. All right, we'll give folks maybe like 1 or 2 more minutes to join here before we get started. All right, well, I think we can go ahead and get started. And if people join late and want to catch back up on the beginning of it, the call will be recorded. It is being recorded, just to let you know. But yeah, thank you, everybody. Welcome to the first community call of 2024. Excited to kick off the year. And just a couple of quick housekeeping things before we jump in. This call is public. It is being recorded. And as such, we need to abide by the Hyperledger antitrust policy, which should be shown on your screen right now, as well as the Hyperledger Code of Conduct. If you haven't had a chance to read either of those, they are linked on the agenda for today. There's the link to the Code of Conduct as well. But yeah, today's agenda has just a couple of items on it. We want to talk a little bit about the upcoming FireFly 1.3 release, and we've also got a couple of the maintainers on that are going to do a demo of some new functionality in the Tezos connector. So I'm excited for both of those. I think I'll just go ahead and jump into the first topic here and just talk a little bit about the upcoming release and just kind of where we're at on that, as a lot of people have been asking. And I just wanted to give a clearer picture of where that's at. So FireFly 1.3 is the next upcoming feature release of FireFly. If we go to GitHub and look at the milestones tab, basically there are a lot of issues in the back in the issues page, but things that we know we need to do before a certain version ships, we try to assign to a particular milestone. And so we have milestones for all the previous feature releases here, and you can go in and kind of see what was in those. And then we always keep one around called v1.next. And so that's when we have ideas for future features that are like, it's not going in 1.3, but it's going to come someday, hopefully in the next feature release, then that's what we put it in. So you'll notice if you go click into there that a couple of the bigger things that originally we had thought, hey, this would be great to have in 1.3, we've actually bumped out of 1.3 to reduce the scope because the scope just kept increasing, and we want to get it out. We want to tie off 1.3, call it done, because there is a lot of good stuff in there already. And so if we go look at what's in the milestone right now, this is what's remaining. And so if you're curious to track progress on it, these are kind of the things that we're working through right now. There are active branches and PRs open for these first two, and I'm working on those personally. I have been I sort of had a couple other things come in that took the top of my priority plate for the last couple of weeks that I've been working on. Those are done now, so I'm moving back to these, and well, I'm moving back to this backlog, I should say, and those are some of the next things that I'm going to pick up. But that's the work around event streams and splitting them out so that there's a dedicated event stream per namespace, which is all of this work is a prerequisite for active HA, and is also just it is important in certain multi-tenant situations to have some of these things separated out. We're not aware of any issues that have been caused by namespaces sharing an event stream on the blockchain connector, but it's definitely a theoretical possibility. And so that was a pretty big rework there that are in some branches that need to get, there's just a few things left to get tidied up there and get merged in. Some of the other things, we just obviously needed to document all the new features that are in 1.3. So there's an item to track the fact that we need to do that. The Helm charts need to get updated to be able to deploy the new release. There was a small feature that some of the other maintainers need for some other thing to be able to query events by a subscription filter. It's not a huge change. So that's currently on track for this release as well. My colleague Sam May, who has joined the call today, is actually working on this particular task. Upgrading FireFly Core is using an older version of FireFly Common right now, and there's been some meaningful upgrades to the shared library that has a lot of core functionality that is shared across the different FireFly microservices. This is the one that I'm working on like today, is just going through doing some housekeeping, some security best practices, and updating third-party dependencies and that sort of thing. It's definitely we want 1.3 to be in really good shape from just a code tidiness and security and health perspective. So going through making sure that everything's in a good spot before we cut the next release. FireFly Improvement Request 17 was one that Andrew Richardson had opened. There's been a lot of progress on it. I won't go into all the details of what that one is. There has been a significant amount of code merged on it, and I think there's just a maintainer discussion that's required there to make the call on, like, is it done, or is there more work that needs to be done on it? And so that is that item there. That's basically the list. Once we work through this list, like 1.3 will be ready and it will ship. As to what day it will be out, I do not know, but there toward the end of last year, a lot of the maintainers were on vacation here and there were some other things that folks were working on there. So kind of jumping back into the beginning of the year, there's a really just a dedicated focus to getting this release done and closing it out and getting it released to the community, because we're really excited to bring that out. So I just wanted to walk through that real quick, because I get asked frequently in Discord, like, hey, when's 1.3 coming? And so here's the visual for it. And I'll pause there if anybody has any questions or wants me to clarify anything on that. I can take some questions on that now.
Cool for that, Nico. And when do you expect to close all these tasks? You mean 1 month or more? Like, you're working on them, or the whole team?
I am like completely dedicated to this. I believe Sam is also going to be helping me work through this backlog. And I'm going to pull in a few other people as needed for specific items, like obviously some of the maintainer discussions. I need some of their time, but in terms of when, my hope is it's not more than a month away. And obviously that will be dependent on being able to continue to keep this a priority, but I think that will be the case. I think it's important to me, and I will keep advocating that this be my priority. It's also important to my company as well. So it's working on enterprise open source software is interesting because there's a lot of places to juggle, different priorities that have to be weighed against each other. But the fact that it is a priority for my company as well definitely keeps it's I have I'm optimistic that it will be done within a month or so.
Sounds great.
Okay, any other questions on this one? Cool. If not, then I think we can move to the demo. I see Sean has joined too. I just want to say, hey, good to see you, Sean. Thanks for joining.
Hey, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks. Cool. Alexi, do you wanna share a screen to do the demo?
Sure.
Awesome.
Here
Nice
we
to
are.
meet you, by the way, too.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Hello, everyone. Again, let me share my screen. Okay, do you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Today I would like to present a small demo on a feature which was developed recently on Thesis Connector, as Nika mentioned. And this is invoke query functionality. This functionality gives ability to return to get some information from the store, but do not expose the whole store, which can be large, and some of them not interesting contain some not interesting information for us. So first of all, let's take a look on a simple contract here. Here we have a few methods which are annotated with on-chain view. And this annotation gives us ability to return value, as you see. And give the functionality which I described. Here I would like to mention that there is another notation entry point. There are two main difference between them. First one, which I mentioned, it's that on-chain view can return values, but entry point can't. And the second one main difference is that we can't change the store on chain view and can't emit operation here. So it's just for read. And if we take a look at these two methods, here we return some values from store. Here just primitives, and also you can see that we can send a parameter here and return like take to account this parameter, but the value of this variable at storage doesn't change. And here one more example where we have like a few parameters which we would like to return to store. It also possible. So now I prepared the Swagger UI for this contract, which broadcasts the operation at contract to FireFly as a connector. So first of all, let's take a look at this get int query method. So first of all, let's take a look what we have right now at store for these values. We execute, we see that this right now at store we have 5. For change these values, we can use methods invoke. Here we can change it's under entry point annotation, and as far as I said, it's change the value, and right now we can again make a get, and it changed, and also we can provide the parameters like here. We have 5 at store right now, but if we execute, we have like 6. But pay attention that we do not change the value at store, and if we will not add something, that we see that the value is previous, like which we set at store. And the second one, it's let's take a look on our second method, which return a few values. Again, here we have what we stored at stored value int, and also what we set at stored value int. It's passed at constructor here, so the values you see. So to sum up, this is a short demo functionality which gives us ability to read required information from the store for Tezos contract connector. Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe some question.
Cool. This is great. Thank you for walking us through that. So just to clarify, is this functionality is there a PR coming for this functionality, or is it already open?
It's already
It's already merged. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Right.
Excellent. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you so much for walking us through that. It was great. As you were going through it, I'm like, I think this looks really familiar, probably because I did review that code. But I hadn't actually seen it in action, so it was great to actually see the demo of it working. So I really appreciate that. Any other? I guess we'll just kind of open it up for general discussion now. If there's anything else that folks want to chat about, I've got a couple of the maintainers on the call here. If folks want to chat just about general FireFly topics, the floor is open. And if there's nothing else, then we can sign off early and let people get back to work. All right. Well, there's no other questions, no other topics. Just thank you everyone for coming out today. Hope you had a happy new year, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah.
Bye.